What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So I got one by Antoine Daniels. Religion robbed me of being a single mother. Liberal woman rebels against her pastor husband. Oh my goodness. So this is going to be a little interesting. So let's see what kind of take this is. So here we go. Antoine Daniels.
Organized religion stole my life from me. Let's chat about it. So, I have been thinking lately about my life and like what it would look like if I could do what I wanted to do. And it would not be what I'm currently doing. Right now, I'm a mother of four. I'm married to my high school boyfriend. We've been together 2 decades, and he is a pastor at a church. And I left organized religion about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And when I left organized religion, obviously my husband stayed in organized religion. He is a pastor at a church. But when I left organized religion, I started kind of like trying to figure out what in here is me versus what is the organized religion that I was brought up in, Southern Baptist. I'm in Texas. And almost all of everything up here, organized religion. Organized religion is responsible for the way my life looks today. And that's like a really hard pill to swallow because on the one hand, I'm an adult and I make my own choices, right? Like I got married at 21. I was an adult. I could make my own choices. Don't hear anything in this video as like she doesn't want to be married, she hates her husband, she hates her kid. No. Stop. It's not that I don't want to be married, and it's not that I hate my husband. I don't. I like being married. I like my husband.
To hear her say I like my husband is all I really needed to hear right off the bat. But let me hear a little bit more.
I don't hate my kids. I love my children. I'm not a monster. But I would not have made these choices if I knew there were other options available.
What we are witnessing here, ladies and gentlemen, is a classic case of indoctrination, feminism, probably being heavily affected by friends or outside sources. Also, social media maybe played a role. You can also see from the tattoos, I believe early in the video, if I'm not mistaken, let me rewind it a little bit. Earlier in the video, I think I seen the alphabet community something when she first put.
Organized religion stole my life from me.
Yep, there it is. There it is, which is in direct defiance of what the rainbow is supposed to mean from God. And so to have this type of situation, but to see a rebellious wife that has never actually suffered is very unfortunate for the man that she's married to. The fact that she's now having this conversation online and embarrassing the family and embarrassing him as a pastor or a preacher of the church is also very, very, very telling. Again, you can see the tattoos, you can see the rainbow community stuff, you can see what her rhetoric is, you can see what her situation is. She's saying that I like him, but if I had to do it all over again with my kids and him, I would probably do it different if I had other options. And
Yeah, and I'm just like sitting here like, okay, it's like, dude, you're a pastor, and yeah, and the wife is acting this way, and as Antoine pointed out, the LGBTQ. I mean, dang, it must be probably he just dealing with this. Wow, because they have four kids together, and this is how she acts. I'm sorry, but you're supposed to be behind your man when he's a pastor of a church. Like, for example, I see, like, for example, my youth pastor. Well, he's now a pastor. I don't see his wife doing this crap. She supports him. and she's doing this effery, this foolery, and the guy is now married to this chick. Holy moly, she must even be insufferable.
So this is basically an inserting of a small seed of rebellion that is now grown into something that is a wildfire. And now she's having a conversation online telling you guys that if she had to do it all over again, basically she might have moved to Portland and been weird with all of them.
That's where I'm angry. Growing up, and I've recently like realized just this year, I've recently realized this. Growing up in Southern Baptist culture, I can't think of a single person, not a single woman who was single and childless by choice. Didn't exist. If you were single, you were looking for a husband, high and low. If you were married, you were trying to have kids. And if you couldn't have kids, you were still trying, you were adopting. It was never, we don't want children. Like we're choosing not to have, it was never that. Because ew, what? You can't choose to have no kids. Like that's not okay. So I never grew up with an example of like any life other than you graduate high school, you go to college, you meet somebody, you get married, and you have kids. And now those kids are your responsibility because you're the wife and the mom, and you take care of them, and you do it all.
I'm trying to figure out where the bad part of this is. It's women every single day that's saying, I wish I would have chose right, or man, we need to be more like this culture of people that are actually finding their husbands in college or their high school sweetheart and they marrying them, and to have a strong family structure and to like my kids and to want to be a mother and all of this stuff instead of wanting to be it. Because really, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. All this is I want to be out in the streets. That's all it is. I don't want no structure. I don't want no rules. I don't want anybody to give me any kind of governance or anything like that. And again, the people that are really suffering from this, because this video is going to live forever now. And I always like to give credit to the content creator. So that link is going to be in the description. The people that are going to regret ever putting themselves in this position, again, is going to be the husband and then the children that didn't ask to be here. Let me hear a lot more of what you got to say before we deep dive.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, okay, how's the kids taking this? They're, because they probably for years are like, okay, I know mom, and now mom went up the deep end. Dad, what's going on here? Mom's got all tatted up. Oh, okay, but let's see.
That's what I was fed. That's what I was told my only option was. And if you like strayed from that or brought up, like, if you did happen to see someone living a fulfilling life that didn't look like that, and you brought that up as like a, hey, what about this? They were like, that's sin, that's bad, that's from the devil, you're gonna burn in hell, and blah, 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 blah. There was no other option.
And they are absolutely right.
I didn't get another option. Literally at my wedding table. Like, I just got married. I go to sit down and have lunch, and people are already, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? When are you having kids? Just barking at me. When are you having kids? When are you having kids?
Because people like kids and people want to know what's next for you and they excited for you and all of that. And so she looking at it as a bad thing. And they're excited for the life that they know is probably going to be the most fulfilling and the best option for her. And again, the fact that she completely just abandoned her husband and she went her own way while still being married, it sounds like he's in it still for the marriage and he's honoring his vows while she's out here being a reckless, crazy chick that turned into a liberal feminazi.
Yep.
This all came about in my brain recently because some friends of mine, we were having lunch a couple weeks ago.
And there you go. See, the more we let her talk, yeah. Friends. But let's see where this is going to really go.
And they went around and asked, like, what'd you want to be when you were a kid? What'd you want to be when you grew up? And I jokingly said a trad wife. Because that's exactly what my goal was. When I was young, the pinnacle of success as a woman in Southern Baptism was being a trad wife. That's what you aspired to be. I want to just have babies and stay home. So that's what I did. That's what I did. I have 4 kids. And again, don't hear me say I hate my kids. I don't hate my kids, okay? I love my kids. I'm not a monster. But at the end of the day, would I choose to live this life if when I were 15, 16, if I had options, if I had TikTok and social media and I saw people living other lives, like there are so many options of what.
This is why they say that social media is the devil. This is the exact reason why they say social media is the devil. To be negatively impacted and influenced by what you see people portraying online versus enjoying and appreciating the life and the blessings that God is giving you and the phenomenal husband and 4 children when people can't even have children, or you see so many single mothers where you don't have to necessarily work and all of this other stuff. It's crazy, but you got to let them go. Got to let them go. The one rule that I've always had is I will never, ever stop anybody from doing what it is that they want to do. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to deal with the consequences that come along with it.
What you can do.
Yeah. Again, I'm thinking about her husband, like, holy moly. And this is crazy because he's leading a church, he's a pastor, and she's just continued to just do this foolery. Oh, he just like sitting there like it's about the kids, and that's what he's doing. And of course, they probably the kids are questioning, what's wrong with mom?
With your life. And all I was told to aspire to be growing up was a wife and a mother.
I don't even got no ring on no more.
So, in my eyes, at least how I feel right now, organized religion stole my life from me. Because I probably wouldn't have made the same choices that I made to get where I am right now without that knowledge, that voice in my head that said literally everything else is bad.
Streets
and
calling,
you're gonna
baby.
die.
The streets is calling.
And I think that's BS. Like, we got to do better. We got to do better. That's a cult. Come on. Like, no. I'm literally telling all of my young friends, you have options. You don't have to get married and have 8 kids right away. You don't.
This is again why you don't see women in leadership positions, or women shouldn't be in certain leadership positions. She's literally going against everything that her husband is preaching. In this video alone, and in the people that she's influencing and impacting. And one thing that we gonna have to take into account and to consider, which I'm pretty sure that she don't really care, is you are going to have to be accountable and responsible for the people that you impact and how you influence them in your lifetime.
You can literally travel the world. You can be single if you want. You don't have to have kids. You can get married and have no kids. You can get married and have 1 kid or even 2 kids. Why do I have to have 4? Why do I have to have so many? Like, the organized religion is just pushing, like, have so many kids, stay home, raise the kids. I don't know, man.
What's the problem?
Some days I just feel like this ain't it. But I'm doing it because it's my responsibility. Again, I was an adult. I made the choice. I'm living the choice. Don't hear me complain about that, please. But at the end of the day, I could have made another choice.
Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna holler at you guys later.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel for this dude, man. I wonder what his congregation is thinking of this, because now this video is out there, right? They're out there and they're just like shaking their heads like, could he be, do you think the people in this congregation, I'd be like, could he be an effective pastor with a wife like this? Man. So she said, okay, we need to do better, have other options. And then basically be a 304, get ran through, huh? Be a single mom. How does that work out? How does that work out? It doesn't. It doesn't work out. Oh, travel the world. You still could. With your husband. Like, for example, I see my youth partner and his wife travel around the world, doing their thing. My goodness. Just a foolery. But yeah. And shout out to Antoine. Yeah. And man, it's so screwed up. And she should be happy with 4 kids. Well, she says she is, but I don't know. Is this going to lead to a divorce sooner or later? We'll see. All right. If any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe. And I'll see you in my next video.